first card you have for your past is the Wheel of Fortune. So, yeah, I'm seeing a few different things in this card, actually. I'm seeing someone who you're quite unhappy with, actually. And I think I don't think they're a very honest person. And I think it might have looked at one time as if everything was really going well for them. Their life was amazing. Everything was fantastic. They were on top of the world and all of this kind of thing. And I think because they weren't a very honest person, you might have been looking at them and thinking, why are all these fantastic things happening to this person? It's not fair. Now, I don't think you were jealous. I don't think it was that. And I don't think you said anything out loud. I don't think you said anything to anyone else. It might have been just what you were thinking inside your head. And I think this person wasn't very honest. I think they were dishonest with you, and I think they might have hurt you, whoever this was. But then I think that was what was happening at one time. But then I think moving on from that, after that time, things might have started to turn in your favour and maybe out of their favour. I'm seeing you might have been learning something, and I think whatever you were learning might have helped you to go further in your life. I think it really helped you to grow. And I don't think you finished growing yet. I think you're still learning whatever this is. I think you have a lot more to achieve, actually. But I think finally, after a lot of problems that you had, I think you were starting to feel a lot more on top of things at this time. Like this Sphinx who's sitting on top of this wheel in this card. If you look at the Sphinx as well, the Sphinx has a sword. It's holding a sword. So it's like he's guarding himself as well. And so that's what you're doing as well at this time. Even though you're on top of things or kind of better off than you were before, you're still guarding yourself in a way. And I think you might have been guarding yourself from some people who were kind of bothering you. I don't know if these were family members, but someone who kept on coming back and trying to bother you over and over again. Because the Sphinx, he's holding his sword and he's guarding himself from the snake that's coming around and this jackal that's coming around. And they're kind of rotating. When I look at this, I'm seeing them kind of rotating around. So they come around and then the Sphinx is ready for them with his sword and he kind of guards himself, and then they go away again, and then they come back around again. So whoever these people were, they were kind of going away and being quiet for a while, laying low for a while, and then they'd come back again in a kind of a cycle. And each time they came back, you were kind of ready for them. You're ready for them. You're kind of saying, right, I'm prepared. They're going away for a while. I just want to mind my own business. I don't want to see these people, but they keep on coming back. So when they come back, I'm ready. I'm prepared for them. That's what I'm seeing was happening in that card. So quite a few different things were happening. So the next card you have your past is the Hanged Man. So I think whoever these people were, again, I'm seeing they might be family, they might not have been, but I am seeing one main person and someone else who sort of does whatever the first person tells them to do, kind of like a sidekick. I'm getting my letters mixed up. Like a kind of a sidekick. Someone who just kind of goes along with someone else. And again, I'm seeing they kept on coming back. And they were using different tactics. Every time they came back, they were kind of using different tactics. So they might have tried to get other people to talk to you on their behalf or something like that. But I'm seeing a lot of different tactics, a lot of different ways they were trying to find to kind of get to you or win you over or whatever. And you weren't falling for it. You really weren't. This man looks as if he has something behind his back, hiding something behind his back. And we don't know whether he's hiding something nasty behind there or whether he has a gift for us or what he has. So I think they were probably trying a lot of different things, kind of like, surprise, I've got this. Look what's behind my back. I've got this now. Maybe this will work. Maybe you'll come around now. Maybe you'll come and talk to me. Maybe you'll come and pay me attention, all of that kind of thing. But it wasn't working. You were holding back. You were hanging back like this man. You weren't interested in them. And you had your own life. I'm seeing all of this going on in the Wheel of Fortune. You had your own life. You had your own things that you were working toward anyway. And you probably didn't have time for all of this drama anyway. And there were drama. They were creating drama. And again, you were growing, you were learning, you were changing, you were forming new ideas in your head. You had new things you want to manifest as well on top of all this learning. And you weren't acting on these ideas at this time, but you were just thinking about them. It was a little bit like an incubation period for you with all these ideas. You're thinking about them. And they were growing. These ideas were growing, though, like the leaves on this tree, but you were hanging back. You weren't acting on them yet. So yes, a lot was going on with you, and you really did not have time for these people, these dramatic people who kept on coming back and wanting attention and attention and attention from you, back around and around and around again. That's what I'm seeing. The last card you have your past is the Two of Cups. So yeah, I think you have a very deep connection with someone. I know this is in your past, but I'm not going to say had. I'm going to say have. You still do. Now, I don't think this person was around you at this time, but I think you always feel some connection with this person. It's always there in some way. When you're not around them, I think this person jumps into your head at different times, kind of random times. And again, I don't think they're around you at this time because this couple is away from this house that's up on the hill. Now, you probably can't see that on camera, so move that so you can see what's going on in the card. So yes, they were away, or the connection was away from where you are, away from this home on the hill. So they weren't around you at this time. Now, this is a very harmonious card. This is a connection, so they're kind of standing there in harmony with each other. But there was some conflict here. That's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing some conflict. Now, I think deep down, I think you do want to be with this person, and I think it might have been in your subconscious that you wanted to be with this person, but I think maybe consciously you might have been saying to yourself, no, I don't want a relationship, I don't want a relationship. That's what I'm getting in this. I'm really picking up on your independence in this card. You're very, very independent. So subconsciously you might have been really wanting them because they were popping into your mind and you didn't want them to. They're just popping in without you realizing. But in your head, you might have been saying to yourself, no, I don't want a relationship. I don't want to be with them. I'm independent. I have to do this. I have to do that. And you were very busy in your past. And that's kind of telling me that as well. Now, the other thing I'm seeing is this woman's wearing red shoes. Now, red shoes can symbolize an independent woman. So this is your independence showing up. This is about a woman who goes her own way. And, sometimes an independent woman, especially in the days that these cards were kind of modelled after, this time in kind of early Renaissance Italy, independent women who stood outside of so-called normal society were not accepted. Sometimes they were even scorned by society, like witch hunts and things like that. And if you think about thinking of witches, if you think about the red shoes on the Witch in the Wizard of Oz, these shoes held a lot of power, and some people are afraid of this strength and this power. And I think that's why people were afraid of these women who were independent. They were afraid of their power. So it could be that this person who you had a connection with felt that they had to make the first move to be able to connect with you. And again, the man on this card is reaching out to the woman, but there's a lot of unsurety about this. And I think they might have been afraid that you wanted to be independent from them. They might have been looking at you and thinking, I really want to be with this person, but they've got so much going on. They're busy and they're this and they're that and they're strong and they're independent and they're powerful. I'm a little bit afraid. I do want them, but they might not want anyone. They might not need anyone. And so that's what I'm seeing in that card, and that's what I'm seeing in your past. So the first card you have for your present is the Ten of Cups. Beautiful card. And I'm just looking at this rainbow on this card. It's really funny because I was talking about the Wizard of Oz and here's a rainbow somewhere over the rainbow. So it could be that this person is dreaming, because somewhere over the rainbow where your dreams come true. So, and this person's looking at this, they're looking at what they want with you, they're thinking about this, they're dreaming about what they want with you, but they're too afraid to come close to you because they think you're very independent. And it is a dream, because if you look at this card, this family is looking out onto the scene. It's looking out on this perfect looking cottage with beautiful garden and everything around it, but they're standing outside of it. There's a line between the people and the scene. So they're looking into it, but they're not in it. So this is like a dream. So I think this person, they feel this very deep connection as well, and they can also see a real future with you. That's what they're looking at, that's what they want, that's what they're dreaming about. But at the moment, it's just in their dreams. You know, it's like somewhere over the rainbow. So I'm not going to sing or you'll all click off, but I think you know what I'm talking about. So the next card you have for your present is the Four of Cups. Again, this shows your independence. This man is refusing help. Someone's giving him help and he's saying, no, I don't want it. I'm too independent. I can deal with this by myself. I don't need any help. And this is what I'm seeing in this card. I think there might be someone who is trying to help you or give you something, offer you help, and you don't want to accept it. I'm seeing this quite literally, actually. I actually think this person I'm seeing in this card, I don't think it's this person who was dreaming about you. This is a different person again. Someone's trying to help you, you don't want to accept it, and they're in your last reading, this person. So obviously they're still around you, or they might have been in the one before that. I don't know, I can't remember. But I think this person's help might feel a little bit to you as if they're trying to tie you to them in some way or make you reliant on them. There might be strings attached to this help or something like that. And this is also a very sensitive person. So I think if you refuse their offer, I think you'll have to be very gentle, very careful about the way you refuse it. You know, you can't just say, no, I don't want to do that. You have to say something like, oh, I understand you want to help me, and I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. I know that that's you really trying to help, but I really feel at this time I need to do this. You know, so thank you so much, but I don't think I can do this at this time. Something like that. So yeah, try to be strong. Don't give in to them, because I don't think it's the right thing for you to accept this help, because I am seeing there are some strings attached to this. They're trying to tie you to them. And yes, they need to go their own way. It's not good for them to be dependent on you and for you to be dependent on them, and you know that. But yes, be gentle, be careful in the way you tell them this. And this is telling me that because I've seen this in your last reading, you were in this situation with this person before, and I think that tells me that you probably haven't dealt with this yet, so it's coming up again. So yes, so deal with this person. The last card you have for your present is the Page of Cups. So yeah, this card can be about messages, offers, love messages. It can also be about dreaming, again, fantasizing sometimes. It can be about flirting sometimes. It can be about fun flirting, nothing serious. This page looks a little bit funny, a little bit silly in the way that he's dressed and how he's laughing at this fish and everything like that. I think this person in this Ten of Cups might still be dreaming. They might still be fantasizing a little bit. Excuse me. They might be a little bit dreamy, not only in love, but they might have big ideas about things that don't always work. They might not turn out to be realistic. And, I think you know who this person is, and I'm getting this feeling that I think you might have been frustrated with this in the past, their kind of overly dreaminess, that side of them. They might have said things to you like, oh, I'm going to start a business and I'm going to make a lot of money. I'm going to be a millionaire really quickly, and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. I'm going to be professional at this, and I'm going to be able to do this, and I'm going to get this great big thing. And of course, there's nothing wrong with having dreams. There's nothing wrong with being ambitious. That's a good thing, obviously. But these things were unrealistic. They might have started off being enthusiastic about things, but then they'd give up easily until the next thing came along. And then they'd kind of been into the next thing. They might do things like, oh, I'm really into playing the piano. I have to be fantastic at that. So I'm going to buy a piano and spend all my money on it. And then I'm going to give up. And then I'm going to be really into something else. And I'll do that. And I'll, so they have all these kind of half-finished things all around that they've never done properly. And I think they mean well. But this says to me that there's a lack of maturity around this person. So I think you're a stabilizing force around this person when you were with them. And I think you're definitely a lot more detail oriented. You're definitely a lot more down to earth than they are. And you're more patient than they are as well. That's what I'm seeing in this. And I think you really did complement each other. But yeah, they're still dreaming about you. And, again, pages can be about messages. So there might be an offer or some kind of communication coming to you from this person. And they miss you. They miss your steadying influence as well. But they might be unrealistic about this because they're dreaming about this cottage and the rainbows and everything like that. So they might have an unrealistic idea about the relationship they could have with you, whereas you're a bit down to earth. You know that things aren't perfect, they're not over the rainbow. Normal life is normal life. So but I do think you complement each other, and I do think you do have a connection with them. I'm seeing that. So the first card you have for your future is Temperance. So yeah, I'm seeing this is obviously, this card is about, it can be about alchemy, getting yourself out of a bad situation and into a better one. I think this might be about your health, actually. I think some area of your health might be starting to improve. And I think this might be because you're taking control of things yourself. I'm actually seeing you looking for some kind of alternatives to what you were told, because maybe what you were told might not have been working for you, or it wasn't working fast enough, or something like that. And again, I'm getting deja vu again with this card, like I was with the Four of Cups, because I think this might have been in your last reading as well. So obviously that you're still dealing with this health situation again. And, I am seeing a slow, steady improvement. It is slow, it might be frustrating, but there is an improvement. I am seeing there is an improvement. So I'm just seeing you being able to move around a lot more than you used to. You're not running in marathons or anything like that, but there is an improvement. There is an improvement. And I think you said to yourself at one time, right, I'm going to take control of things. I'm not going to give up until things improve. And that's what you're doing. You didn't just say that. It wasn't like a New Year's resolution where people say, oh, I'm going to lose weight and I'm going to jog every day and I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. No, you really did do that. You are still doing that. You're living that out now and you're getting the results. Even this early, you're starting to see some results and it's working. So keep on doing what you're doing. And again, you're not 100% better, but you know that things are going to keep on improving for you because, I'm looking at this card and there's a sun on this card and it's rising up behind this beautiful angel. So you know that the sun is going to keep on rising and rising and rising and things are going to keep on improving for you. And also, I think the fact that you're in charge of this, you're taking control of this, that's making you feel stronger, that's making you feel more powerful, and that is what's giving you the psychological power to help you overcome this as well. So you are psychologically stronger and that's helping you as well. That's what I'm seeing. So the next card you have in your future is the Knight of Cups. So yeah, again, look at this. This is a message. I'm seeing that again. A message coming from this person in the Two of Cups. A message again. If you look at the wings on this knight's helmet, they can symbolize Hermes, the wings, who is the son of Zeus, and he was a messenger. So here is a message. And I don't know if you want this message, if your mind is telling you want this message, because I was seeing in the Two of Cups that your mind was saying, no, I want to be independent. But your heart really was thinking about them because they kept on popping into your mind. I was seeing that. So it's coming, ready or not. It's coming anyway. So, you might be feeling a bit hesitant because this night's hesitating, and, you have a lot more balance in your life than you used to have. And, this dreaminess that I was seeing might be something that you might be a little bit afraid of because you're not like that yourself. It might be that, or it might be because you just don't want to get carried away in your head. But, you do have a connection with this person, whether you want to hear that or not. That's what I'm seeing. You have a connection with them, and get ready. Get ready. They are going to contact you. That's what I'm seeing. So the last card you have for your future is the King of Cups. More cups, more emotions. This connection is coming. I don't usually see as many signs as I do all at once, but I am seeing them here. The other thing I've seen in this card is, yes, this might sound a bit strange actually. I'll just tell you what I'm seeing anyway. I think there's someone who might have been giving you problems. This is someone who's probably in the workplace or something around work. It could be in some kind of group. I'm seeing a group setting where people are learning or working together or something like that. And this person's in this group. They might be leading this group, heading this group. They might be a boss or a supervisor or something like that. I think this person might be either thinking about resigning or they're going to resign very soon. That's what I'm seeing. Now, I think that this will be a huge, huge relief for you and for some other people when this happens. And I think this person's been making a lot of waves. Look at the waves in this card. They've been making a lot of waves behind the scenes. They haven't been showing people that they've been doing this. They've been nice to everyone's face, but they've been making a lot of trouble behind the scenes. And people know that. They might not know that people know that, but they know that. Now, I'm actually seeing this person might have been sending messages, emails, texts, something like that, either talking about people or going behind people's backs or something like that, doing a lot of sneaky stuff behind the scenes. They're about to go. That sounds quite nasty, but you're going to be relieved. Now, I know that's specific. I just saw that, I had to say that. So if this is resonating with you, just get ready for that as well. You've got a few things to get ready for.